time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Butterfly Palace. Have the best day ever adventuring through the rainforest at the Butterfly Palace. And Springfield Greene County Park Board, reminding you to go play. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Forhetz.
Here we are. Good morning to you on Thursday. We're getting through the week. It's a hot one, but we're making progress. So we'll begin with some news.
Potential tragedy averted in Springfield. Someone threw a scooter off an overpass at Highway 60 and hit the windshield of a box truck that was driving by. Fortunately, the driver was not physically hurt, although shaken. Whoever threw that scooter, by the way, got away. Now police are advising drivers to be aware of overpasses. They say keep an eye out as you approach them.
That is so frightening because it could do so much damage when you're coming at that speed. You don't see it. It's coming from above. We've done stories before where people have been killed by things like that. And, my guess is it's kids being stupid, not understanding the potential deadly act that they could be doing. But man,
Right.
Oh man, that's frightening to think about. You got to think about every overpass you drive under.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Federal appeals court has halted next month's planned execution of a 45-year-old man convicted of beating to death a 6-year-old girl with bricks after trying to sexually assault her. The 3-judge panel voted 2-1 to stop the execution, deciding the killer was not mentally competent. That decision came after the Missouri Supreme Court refused to halt the execution. That case will likely end up before the Supreme Court again in the next few weeks.
We're under a heat advisory through at least Friday night, and this hot, dry weather is only making our drought situation worse in Missouri. The heat wave follows the driest April and May in Missouri in 35 years. Right now, 95% of the state is still officially in drought. It's so bad that many farmers can't afford to buy hay to feed their cattle, so they're having to sell off their herds. In fact, sales of cattle in the past month have broken records, including a farm in Callaway County selling off 5,000 head of cattle in one day. Can you imagine? That's the entire livelihood of this farmer. Awful situation. And of course, the heat is on for a couple more days. You can check in with Abby's Wake Up Weather wherever you get this podcast. You can find her podcast, or we'll make it easy for you. Go to aroundtheozarks.com and you'll find it there, or you can also pull up your Around the Ozarks app on your smartphone and listen to Abby's weathercast there. Meanwhile, a proposed ordinance in Branson could limit where drag shows are performed. The proposed zoning regulations say that no drag shows could be within 600 feet of a church, a school, or a public park. Also, different venues that choose to host a show would have to cover their windows so people outside would not easily see in. Coming up on August 8th, there is a second reading of this ordinance in Branson before it will go to a vote of the city council.
All right. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley is teaming up with a Democrat from New York to try to ban lawmakers from stock trading and stock ownership. It's in response to some elected officials who made big stock trades before important information made it out to the general public. Among other things, the bill would impose heavy penalties for executive branch stock trading. No break, meanwhile, from high interest rates. In fact, they just got higher, jumping to a 22-year high. The Federal Reserve raised its baseline interest rate by 0.25% to 5.25, from 5.25 to 5.5%. It is the 11th interest rate hike just since March of last year, as the Fed tries to hopefully get inflation under control.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know the economics of all of it, but man, oh man, at what point do you stop raising interest rates? Hopefully soon, because it's prohibitive for a lot of people to buy a house because the extra interest that you're paying could be hundreds of dollars a month, more than it would be ordinarily. You can always refi, but you never know when the rates are going to come back down. Meanwhile, Springfield's Junior League is moving to a new location. It sold its former headquarters on East Bennett to New Moon Studios, which will create space for artists to work. Now the Junior League is moving into office space at the Boy Scouts building, inside the Boy Scouts building on South Eastgate Avenue. That's the one right across from Harder House there. And Springfield Public Schools, this is cool, hosting another back-to-school bash on Saturday at the Springfield Expo Center. It will be from 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. It is free for all SBS students and their families. Students can get school supplies, play games, eat a meal, and do a lot more while they're there. Convoy of Hope, I know, is giving out 5,000 bags of groceries and offering Plum Organics and Bamba socks to folks there. The back-to-school bash, 9:30 to 2 on Saturday at the Expo Center in Springfield. You were there
I was
last
there last year. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun. All right, today is the day that the fair starts. The 87th annual Ozark Empire Fair kicks off at 4 o'clock today. And then tonight at 7:30, 80s rocker Rick Springfield will perform on the KY3 Grandstand stage. Then on Saturday night, it's the O'Reilly Outlaw Nationals Monster Truck Show, which starts at 7. And then on Sunday night at 7:30, Christian band Casting Crowns will perform along with Kane. The fair runs from today through Saturday, August 5th, and we have your chance to win a family 4-pack of super passes. To get in, just visit aroundtheozarks.com and you can enter the contest.
That'd be fun. Win a family pack of tickets to go to the fair. We used to go to the fair all the time as part of work. KY3 always had a booth there, and we always got to say hi to folks. But you've always been a fair lover, right?
Well, I did get in my fair share of trouble at the fair as a kid. We would run around like we owned the place. It was a good time. And then I decided I wanted to take my kids because it's my favorite place to eat a corn dog, if you must know. So we often went to the Texas State Fair, and I just have good memories of it. That's all. But
Because you grew up in Oklahoma.
I know I grew up in Oklahoma, but I would go with my friends to the Texas State Fair. And anyway, yeah, I don't know. I've been out there in recent years, even with the kids, and I like the fair because I like trying weird foods. And like we said, milking a cow. Like I can remember the kids milking a cow at the fair, and it was great. So yeah, what's not to love?
You can't
Especially
get
if
a
you win
better
a family 4-pack of tickets and you get in for free.
Yeah, you can't get a better funnel cake anywhere than the fair. Everything, they always taste better at the fair for some reason. And maybe it's because where else do I get a funnel cake?
Right.
But and a corn dog is fantastic. I do love all the fried food that they have at the fair. Fair food is good. I used to really like the rides at the fair, but man, I hit a certain age and I went on a ride that spun me around too much and I got sick and that was it. No more
Yes.
rides for me.
That was pregnancy for me with a boy. After
Yeah.
the girls, my equilibrium was still normal. And then after I had a boy, for whatever reason, I felt like I couldn't ride fair rides anymore. Some roller coasters I can still do, but the fair rides tend to be the ones that like
Yeah, they spin.
just, yeah. So not all of them, but some of them. So
Yeah. Man, when I was a kid, I could spin forever. But not anymore. Not anymore. It's ugly if I spin now. Hey, today is also the day that Beefaroo's second restaurant in Springfield opens up. It's located on East Chestnut Expressway, right next to Highway 65. What?
There's a story about the fair that I thought you were wanting me to share, and I'm not sharing it. I'm not. So I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know
I
where we
wasn't
go
gonna.
from here, but I'm not sharing my fair story.
I've moved on.
I was trying to move on, but I felt like you were setting up this softball, and I was not taking the swing. Anywho, moving on to
I actually don't remember what that story was. Apparently
well,
I
then you
should.
don't know my college friends very well. So
Oh, yeah,
this
I
is
don't need to
good.
know any college stories. I can imagine. I can imagine, but no, nobody
I
needs
was
to hear the college
always
story.
the hero, always the hero.
Nobody needs to hear your college stories. That's for sure. All right, now where was I? I was talking about
Beefaroo.
beefaroo when I was so rudely interrupted by laughing for no reason. Beefaroo is nothing, no joking matter. Anyway, Beefaroo, you may recall, opened its first Springfield location back in February on West Kearney near Kansas Expressway. Griffin and I went on day one and had us a little bit of Beefaroo, and it was good. That store was actually, you may not know this, trivia question. That store was Beefaroo's very first location outside of the state of Illinois. So it was founded in Illinois. All the stores were in Illinois until the East Kearney location near Kansas Expressway in Springfield. Now, second location opening up, Highway 65 and Chestnut. Beefaroo, if you've never been there, unless you've been to Illinois, you haven't. It serves roast beef sandwiches, good roast beef, salads, baked potatoes, and it is known for cheddar fries, which Griffin got. I got onion rings. Both were good. And we enjoyed our time at Beefaroo. So now there's another one. It's in the old Hardee's, right there on Chestnut Expressway by 65.
It's the name for me.
It is an odd name. It is an odd name.
Yuck. I mean, I'm going to go because I love cheese fries. And if they're known for them, then I'll give them a go. But I'm just saying, I feel like they should reconsider.
I don't know if you know this, but in Las Vegas, my friends called me Eth-a-roo.
Yeah, I did know that. I've heard.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Because there's Glenaroo, Jackaroo,
right,
Randaroo.
Yeah.
I don't know where that even came from.
If you look in Ethan's phone, everybody has a nickname.
That's true.
Jerk store.
Steamboat.
Like, it's funny because if someone actually asked me your real friend's name, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't actually know their name. I have no idea.
Like, what's the Steamboat? Do you know the Steamboat's first name? Do you know the Steamboat's first name?
No. Do I?
No, that's the way it's intended. You're not supposed to know his first name.
All right.
You know him as the Steamboat, and it's the Steamboat. It's not Steamboat. All right, that's it for Thursday.
Have a good one, y'all.
You're very straight. You're very guilty looking.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
You should be sorry.
I'll see you at the fair.
Very guilty looking. I don't know what happened. I don't want to know. We'll just move on and act like this never happened. How about that? See you tomorrow.